Hi everyone, this is going to be part 2 of this detail project on my 2007 Toyota 4Runner. In part 1, we got it all cleaned up, scrubbed the tires, got it ready, and in this part we're going to be doing paint correction. So I'm probably going to focus a lot on this particular panel because it's big and it shows a lot of scratches. So I'm going to do some work on this, and I'll probably just do a time lapse of me working on it, but then I'll cut in and show a side-by-side from the door panel here to this once it's all done. And you'll be able to see how big of a difference this is actually going to make. I did play around with it a little bit, but I'm going to be using a hybrid microfiber pad. It's microfiber with a thick foam pad underneath it, so it's kind of a mix between a polishing and a cutting pad. I'm using an old beat up pad that I've used in several other projects because I'm trying not to burn through too much of my valuable stuff, because it's my personal car and it's a 2007 with 190,000 miles on it. So I will cut back in once I've got a couple panels done. So I finished with this whole rear panel, and a lot of dirt fell out of the wheel well onto my very clean wheel and tire, so that's kind of annoying, but here's the result. I cut pretty hard and then went with a softer pad and a finer polish. There were some scratches like this one that there's just no chance of getting it all the way out. There's one up here. You know, I could lean into it and maybe make it look a lot better, but I was able to smooth out the inside of them, make them kind of shine with the paint without any risk of going through the paint. Because if you polish too hard and you run out of clear coat, you'll leave a spot that, even if it's just the clear coat that's gone, you can see, but sometimes you'll go through the base coat too, and then you'll have primer. And on a black car, that's really noticeable, but on any car, you don't want to do that. So, because, you know, it's my car, it doesn't need to be perfect, I just decided to do what I could with those. But I'm going to go panel to panel. So this is finished, and this door is not done at all. You can see the difference. It's just like this dripping wet look, and you know, don't mind the chips. But other than those, what a difference. I mean, this almost looks like a different color over here. But all I did was open the door so that I wasn't polishing on this. So I'm going to try to finish the whole, just at least the cutting on the whole rest of the car before I take off for the day. And then I'll do the polishing probably again tomorrow. Okay, so I lied. I'm not going to finish the entire car. So I decided to just finish with these two panels here. And then I did the fine polish and I put my silica wax on them. And there might still be some smears of that in it, but otherwise it looks fantastic. I'll show you the difference on this door to this door. Just the difference in luster and just all the imperfections. Anyway, the reason is because I remembered a couple things that I was going to do. Most importantly was some touch-up, which I need to do tonight, so when I come back tomorrow, it's ready to have more work done to it. So these scratches are really nasty. I brought some touch-up paint with me. It's for my truck. So it's a slightly different black, but it's pretty close to this, and I didn't really want to buy more because I don't need it perfect. It's not going to be perfect anyway. I mean, the depth of this scratch, the paint's not going to fill up enough, and I could, you know, put some kind of fine filler in there, but I just want to make these scratches black, and then I'm going to polish them really well, make it as shiny and smooth as I can, and it'll look a lot better. And then there's a lot of touch-up along the front end. I've done a lot of it already, and it needs just some smoothing out, but there's more. So that's the big one, and I'm gonna knock that out and then call it a night, and I'll be back at it tomorrow. Okay, so I finished laying the paint. Guys, it looks really bad, I'm not gonna lie. I did not do a good job. This paint's pretty old. It's maybe spent a summer or two in the glove box of my truck on like a hot day. It was pretty thick, so I was getting all these little lines. So I started using the point end, where it's like a pen almost. And that didn't work too well for me either. So I got to the point where I was just laying the paint really thick, and tomorrow I'm gonna see if there's anything I can do with it. If I'm able to wet sand it down and polish it, great. If that doesn't work, I'll just take some lacquer thinner and clean it out and try again. And if I end up getting to that point, I'm just gonna get some new paint that actually matches. But that's what we got for now. So back at it tomorrow. I'm gonna finish the paint correction and hopefully get this fixed up. Okay, so I'm back today, and I'm actually in a different side of the shop now, so things are gonna look a little bit different. But basically, first order of business today is gonna be popping this grill off. I'm gonna get this, I just got some Plasti dip. I'm just gonna dip it black, just for ease, and so it's done sooner. I might repaint it again another time, but for now the dip's gonna be just fine. So I'm gonna get that off, paint it up, and then we'll get back to work on the paint correction. So I'm back to the side of the shop that I was working on before. Coronavirus is obviously a problem right now while I'm filming this, so we're social distancing. And before they were using stuff on this side of the shop. Now they need the other side of the shop, and so I had to move over to this side so we're not working next to each other. So I'm just gonna get back to work and finish up this paint correction. Okay, so I've finished wet sanding and I'm pretty much done polishing. I've got a couple of little scratches you can see to get out, but I'm happy with the way it came out. It's not perfect. Like I said, it wouldn't be perfect, but it has a lot less texture than it did before. It's a lot smoother. And most importantly, everything's black. So the camera, because of the lighting, doesn't quite do justice. But just walking by, there's a lot less of it on the eye than there was before. And that's really all I was going for. You know, someday I may repaint this entire fender, but for now, this is exactly what I was looking for. So I'm happy with it. I'm going to keep working on everything else. All right, guys, I'm finally done. I got my coating on the paint correction's all done, and everything's looking really nice. As you can see, it's nighttime outside, so I'm gonna just do a quick walk around in here, and then hopefully I'll do a walk around tomorrow morning as long as the car doesn't get too dusty, because I do park it outside. You can see the wheels and tires still look really nice. I did do a little bit of painting in the wheel wells to black them out, but you know, the paint is just super nice. All the scratches I could get out are out. The trunk lid looks really nice. Everything just really came out well. Even this fender that, you know, it's not perfect. You can see the texture, but man, the white's gone. That's the biggest thing for me. Like, it's black, it matches. So walking by, if you don't have, you know, a sharp eye for it, you'd hardly even notice. And then one other thing I did change off camera was I took my ski racks off because all our ski resorts closed because of coronavirus. So my ski season got cut short, which is a bummer, but it is what it is. And I put my summer roof rack back on. So when I go camping and stuff, I can put all the stuff I need up there that won't fit in the car. And then the other thing that I haven't shown up close yet is the grill that I Plasti dipped. So as you can see, it looks a ton better. It was all peeling up here. So all I did was I scuffed it up with a Scotch-Brite pad and then just dipped it black. So piece of cake, super easy fix, looks pretty good. Hopefully it stays looking good. I might end up having to repaint it if it gets chipped and starts peeling. But guys, I am so stoked with how good this car came out. It's got to be the cleanest 4th gen 4Runner in town. I mean, it is just so nice now. And it's a 4.7 liter V8, so it's going to run forever. I mean, this is an awesome car. And if I ever do decide to sell it, which I'm not currently planning on, but if I do, it should hold its value really well. All right, guys, as promised, I'm back with some sunlight so I can show you a little bit more of the car. The paint really does look awesome. I mean, just about as good as it gets. And this has had some dust settle on it since last night. I parked this car outside, so you know, just sitting out, a little bit of dust collected, but man, I am just so thrilled with the way this thing came out. I mean, compared to how it was, and it's still not perfect, guys. I mean, nothing can bring a 13-year-old paint job like this that's been so neglected completely back to life, but here's a better view of that touch-up I did. Like I was saying, I didn't feel like in the shop it really did justice for the job. I think this lighting is a lot more conducive to show what it actually looks like. And like I said, you know, there's some texture to it, but it really does look probably 70% better. So super stoked with how well this thing came out. So anyway, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. If you liked it, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and leave your comments down in the comment section down below. But thanks again, guys. I'll see you in the next video.